Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your Daily Tarot Oracle, your daily insight on life and love from March 14th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching it in time, this might be pretty relevant to what's going on with you, but it's general collective, so don't force it to fit your life. You can always let it fall away. You can always laugh at these things. You can always ask questions about booking a session, seeing what services I provide, see what might be right for you. Pricing, well, services, pricing, time zones, availability, I don't know what else. But anyway, feel free to reach out. Definitely say hello. Let me know where you are in the world, and let's see what we can do. We're going to kick this reading off. It's, again, general collective. Don't force this to fit. It looks like you are at the crossroads of a challenge, but I think that this is already coming to pass. So this is the second part of the cards that I had pulled, and right now we're going to be discussing these fantastic beasts and where to find them. I only saw that one movie a couple of years ago. I haven't seen any of the others. Anyway, back to the reading. Okay. You have been dealing with some extending grief in your life. I think that this is disheartening and it feels kind of, there's a lot of emotional despair around this. I think that you've been really in some heavy set emotions recently, and I think that you've been there for a lot longer than people can even realize, if they've even realized this about you. So we're gonna look at these for a moment. What I'm seeing here is, yes, the grieving, the despair, the pain, all of that you have just been completely focused on. I'm, again, not giving you grief for that. I get it. But you are at a whole new start that is going to require your mental presence. And I see that you're not quick at all to giving it this kind of focus. I actually feel like you're being probably stubborn, but I think that it's because of the traumatic episode of whatever this was, whatever had triggered it. So you aren't going to be taking this lightly at all. You're not going to be looking at this through kind eyes. I think that that point of view is kind of spent right now. I think that you are trying to get this to stop, putting it to a screeching halt, but it's you and spirit intervention. So it's more like you're going to get to where you're going, whether you decide to freely go there by my guidance, or you're going to get there kicking and screaming and crying. Honestly, the choice is yours. Spirit is kind of relentless like that. And I've said this in numerous readings before. That's your higher self. That's your higher self with, spirit consciousness. It sees exactly what your potential is, and it sees where you're going. It doesn't give a crap everything that you've suffered through. It gets to the means and all of that you've experienced. And I hate saying this like you wouldn't believe. Everything that you experienced was part of your growth. And I hate saying that because look at what you went through. Do you think that anybody would wish that on anybody? No, I don't wish that on you. This is part of, I guess, soul contracts. I hate saying that too. So this is divine intervention sparking you into fate, sparking you into alignment. Lightning is striking the situation, and your crown on the empire is being directly affected by it. Yes, that sounds very symbolic talk, and it is, because you are the empire and you wear the crown, and this is what's getting you in life. And I see that you're really working on not budging. You're really trying to stay in some sort of stoic, safe perimeters, and Spirit's not having any of that. Again, it doesn't give a flying what about that. As long as it gets you to where you belong and where you deserve to be, it's going to be like boop, boop, boop. So, again, I'm so sorry about saying that to you. I don't like it. But this is what we're going at. All these new doors are now presenting themselves in your life. And the Lovers card, it's not about lovers this time. For some of you, great, you're getting into these crazy relationships and you have learned to love again, but I think that this is majorly about the new life choices that you are going to have to make. And I see that this is something that it's kind of rushing, which is blatantly against everything that you are trying to halt right now. It is an immovable object colliding with an unstoppable force. Wait, no. It's what happens when an immovable object meets a unstoppable force. There we go. I think that's how I want to say it. That's exactly what's happening here. What's going to happen in that? Well, my dear, you're going to come out on top. I know. Who knew? You're going to come out on top, but you're going to do it by your own means, and you're going to do it by whatever spark of inspiration this is. All it begins with is the seed of want. Not even hope. You're like, you want this? If we're going to do this, then I'm going to decide what goes where. So, you know what? I've done this hope or this pain thing in the past, you know, begging and pleading. Now, you want to know what? Funk all of that. I'm going to do exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to decide what seed I'm going to plant. And I know that you're doing it out of frustration, but Spirit's applauding you on that. Like, this is like, oh, great, they're taking the reins. This is it. This is what they're supposed to be doing. And you're just looking at Spirit like, shut the F up. The thing I also love about Spirit is, it is your consciousness. So anything that you dish out, it already knows is there. You're just verbalizing it, and it knows that it's coming. So it's kind of like witnessing either a cute little animal or your child getting into a huff. You're just like, I know, sweetie. It's gonna be okay though. And I'm not trying to patronize you, but that's pretty much how Spirit sees it. And you putting in the work of what you want, amazing. So, you know what? Let's see what's up. Let's look at what this is going around, because I see a lot of this is all opportunity based. And we have the Fool. Man, you have the Fool. This is really a different kind of a journey for you, isn't it? This might cause some of you to physically move. It might cause some of you to move circles, and I mean that in a social setting. It might really force you to shift your thought process. But yeah, this is a whole different ball game. And what I'm seeing here is we have the Page of Wands. It's becoming more of a excitement, but I don't see that you're recognizing this as more excitement rather than determination, because you're still frustrated from whatever the previous circumstances and pain, which I'm not going to blame you. I see a lot of self-doubt that's coming in, and it's being masked by frustration and anger. Like, I have all this doubt, but you want to know what? It's going to have to fight to take me out. So here, this is what we're going to do. And I really love this about this reading. We have the Two of Cups energy surrounding this. There's a lot of fulfillment, a lot of soul nurturing that's going on here. I think that even though there's a sense of annoyance and sheer aggravation, I see that there's a foundation of excitement and overwhelming happiness that's coming into play, but you're not ready to display that yet. For some of you, again, it's like some of you, if this happens to be relationship based, I see a whole new level of intimacy that would be growing between the people involved in this relationship, and pushing through their shadow work and getting into, I think, a new understanding with each other and a lot of fulfillment. Again, that's only for a select few. For you, if you're watching this, you're about to have a lot of new crazy doors open for you. And I don't think that you even saw the house that you were entering in. So, my dear, where are we going? I'm getting pulled too. No, mermaids and dolphins. So what is this that you have to work through on here? What is the message coming in from this deck? Protection. I actually get that. I don't think that you felt genuinely protected before in this, did you? And when you feel that alone, you never want to be forced to feel that lonesomeness and that isolation and that vulnerability again. So that's what you need to watch out for. The fact that you're putting that old ghost projection of isolation, alone, and abandonment. Can't project that into here. It's going to tarnish all the good work that you are doing. Then we have explore your options. So this is saying you're going to have a lot of doors open up, but don't talk yourself out of what you really want with this, because I think that as a way to prove, your control over the situation, instead of going for your actual potential in the opportunities, you're going to go for something that is maybe a safe bet for you, something that is a guarantee, and you're going to kick yourself for it. So, why are you putting yourself in that? The self-employment aspect of it is you're an entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. Right, I feel like I need to read this to you, so hang on. I have all these books that I'm studying from and I'm creating this course with. I'm reading 5 separate books right now. Well, one of which is a book of, just sheer psychotic pleasure. The others are not so much. Where the heck is the book? All right, hang on. All right, welcome back to the show. I had to find the book because I didn't keep it in around the cards, because I don't. I use it to actually learn the deck, and then I just, So anyway, I felt pulled, like I need to actually read this to you. So hang out. The self-employment. All right, so this is alphabetized. I got this. Talk amongst yourself for a moment. Okay. You have the drive, discipline, and desire to be your own boss. You want to? Yes, be your own boss. I love that. This card shows that you have magical ingredients for a successful business. Heaven wants you to know that you're fully supported spiritually as long as you stay enthusiastic. New opportunities will come to you. Your positive energy attracts customers, clients, and contracts. If you're in the process of opening a new business, now is the time to do the spiritual work. Praying, meditating, visualizing, affirming, to conduct research about your business, and to work on yourself by eating healthfully, getting sufficient sleep, and exercising regularly. These multiple layers of action will propel you to miraculous business opportunities. It's time for you to take care of yourself so that what stems from you and what you are putting all of your energy into can actually live its best potential. There you go. My whole life I've had a problem with words. It's always on the tip of my tongue. Okay, you. So now I'm being pulled to the wisdom of the oracle. This is what you need to keep your eye out for. This was about not putting yourself into every door that's opening, because some doors are going to be to very familiar places that you've outgrown, and really pay close attention to what your options are, because you have to do something that is really about your soul purpose, not S-O-L-E, S-O-U-L. So take that into consideration. They want what's best for you. They want what's going to make you feel alive, and that you're not going to be hurt like you were before in this. So we have wisdom of the oracle. Give them some encouragement. It's time to go. Okay. Between worlds. Okay. Observer. You need to talk to somebody who is in the position that you want to be. So they're going to tell you what you need to do now, and that you're in a transition. It's not going to look like what it's going to look like a year from now, or even 5 years from now. But the point is that you need to start getting started on this. So even as a life coach, I want to tell you to go think about what it is that you do want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, at least put down what you don't want to do, what you know that you aren't, so that you can get that completely out of the way and start narrowing it down. And then you got to start building a plan. So, my dear, stop putting constraints on yourself. This is a time to really let your imagination run wild. And most of the time, like 80% of the day, we are in a perpetual state of meditation, a perpetual state of some form of hypnosis. So what this is saying is use that time, use that passive mental time for you to start harnessing that meditation, that meditative thought process, and see what actually you gravitate towards. So there's something that is not meant for you, which actually I think is a major blessing in disguise. We have the breathe, which is not connecting what you are getting in alignment with what other people. This is not intentional to connect with certain people who you used to admire from before. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be old paradigms and ideals. Get away from those ideals right now, because the change that you have gone through, what you've evolved into, is still in the points of evolution, and it's not going to be the same. And I can almost guarantee you, with whatever you had, what you used to admire, you are going to outgrow. So this is talking about what is your truth now? What does it mean to be in your truth, to have your dreams and to have those wake up? So this is going to put you in incredibly divine positions. And when you're asking yourself these very specific questions, be very careful and observe who is coming into your life. If it's new people, they're going to very much present some sort of a gift to add on to your life. And there's some sort of a connection that is coming into play. Again, I don't feel like it's romantic for this reading. I feel like some of you are dealing with, your kindred spirit, soulmate, twin flame, strong soul bond connection. But for the collective, I see that this is absolutely stepping into purpose. So I have to take that route on this. What do you want? What do you want from, I guess the universe in this? And pay attention to who they send your way. You'll know them by the familiar feeling. If there's anything in your gut that is telling you something is off about somebody, pay attention to that. If you're feeling in your chest, anxiety, in your gut, intuition, and it's not going to be something that freaks you out. It's going to be something that gives you direction. So it doesn't mean that these people have to stick around forever, but they are going to be a huge part of your life, and you get to decide how long they stick around. And they're going to bring out the potential of you. I think that there's a collaboration opportunity, either mental or material or ambition. But they have already gone through what you have gone through. So this could be somebody who you would see as the wise one that you would be talking to. Oh my goodness. All right, there's a lot to look forward to, and I feel really good about this. Spirit wants you to stay connected this entire time. So this is saying, okay, I'm going to send you the people, I'm going to send you the materials that you need, but we need to have open dialogue to keep this going. So Spirit says, I know that you want to, get the ball rolling by yourself, but sit down and shut up and let me help you. You have some major gifts that have been dormant for a while that are opening up, and it's going to make you feel completely out of place if it hasn't already. So this is saying take that as a golden opportunity to start cleaning up your life, start purging things that are no longer necessary for you. I'm not telling you to drop your life and run, but start clearing out what is no longer meant for you, whichever that means for you. And pay attention to unfulfilling connections in your life that you have kept around that are one-sided. And this is telling you to go inward with that. The deep knowing. Something very familiar is about to wake up for you. And now I'm being pulled to close this off with the Rider-Waite, the deep knowing, something dormant coming to life. What is this leading you to? Should you stay on this path? All right, let's see. The Devil. Okay. It's Capricornian energy. It doesn't actually mean the devil. Knock it off. So the Devil, an obsessive passion that you I think, are almost afraid to feel that kind of passion for your life. Like, is this going to consume you? It depends on how you do it. I feel like there is a huge chance that you might feel completely absorbed by this, and that's why you're freaking out about getting into it. You need to, in this time, work on compartmentalizing time of how much you want to dedicate to this and what you're going to dedicate to other areas of your life. Because believe it or not, even though this is a soul purpose, not SOLESOUL, this is not going to be something that consumes you. And that has been a problem in the past with something completely invading your life. That's not going to happen now. You don't need to repeat that lesson, but you do run the risk of that. So even too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing. Spirit is telling you that this could potentially upset, well, it's not about that. This is about, this could cause temporary stresses in your tribe, whether it's family, friends, whatever it is. And it's going to be a lot of hard work. So you'll know that you're going against the grain if that this is ultimately consuming you, and you need to pull back your energy and talk to your mentor about this. I want you to keep an open dialogue between you and the person who's coming in for you, and also you and spirit, because you forcing yourself to do this all by yourself does run the risk of it being a repeating cycle, even if it is too much a good thing. Getting help from your mentor and spirit is going to be where you see the actual payoff, and it leads to, I think, the celebration for you. So this is, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to repress your energy, or are you going to choose to step into your power with it? There are many ways that this can go. And let's see, no matter what, you're closing off this cycle, and it is going to be something that gives you an incredible start. So in this new start, you're going to choose, are you going to live to your potential, or are you going to repeat another cycle that is going to cause you burden? You have some very important decisions to make, but it's going to be one that decides success sooner or success later, and happiness soon or happiness later, whatever that looks like for you. All right, my dear. That's it. If you have questions about booking a private session, if this made sense, or if you want to see what's going on in your own timeline, go ahead and find my email address provided in the description, or find me on the social platforms and send me a DM. I did make another video about my hacked Instagram account, the original one, and to report it, and also to my backup one. So go find at Raising Savak on IG and send me either a follow or a message if that's something that you want to book through. You can find me on Facebook. You can, again, go to the email, but definitely reach out, say hello, let me know where you are in the world, see which of my services might be right for you, and we'll take it from there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. The changes that had to be made forced you to behave in a way that is a little bit more aggressive than what is your actual demeanor. And I get that this isn't necessarily something that you wanted to do. I feel like this is something that you had been pushed to do, because intimidation, when you were being more compassionate, it led you to walk on eggshells. It was like you knew what you had to do. You knew what the steps were. And I do feel like you tried to do it in a nice way. But all this led to was, I feel like it was a lot of gaslighting and squaring up to you. So this, in a way, it kept you stuck. I do feel like you had to learn how to plow through that wall. But that actually feels pretty disheartening for you. I feel like you really didn't want to lose this aspect of your heart. And what really happened here is, first off, it made you pretty bitter, pessimistic even. It made you start to act irrationally, because it was this constant buildup, hitting the wall, constant buildup, hitting the wall. What's it going to take for you to get through to these people? And that's where I see the irrational behavior coming out. But it was like, what else are you going to do? So you went in charging, but I do feel like you did learn a whole lot about yourself in that time. I feel like you finally were listened to, but maybe not in the best way that you could have been listened to. So this, I do see the empowerment, the initial breakthrough for you, but now it's time to do some sort of a better offer. You are definitely an enlightened person. You are somebody who, I don't want you to lose this emotional aspect of yourself. I want you to channel into something that is healthy for you and more productive all around. Because in this ascension, with everything that you've had to punch through, I think that it's kind of made you physically exhausted. So we have the mind over matter, trying to keep things simple, trying to keep things in a kind of set criteria where you're not going to let yourself overthink it. I do feel like there's a tendency to do that, but now it's like there's an automatic shut-off button that you've learned to acquire. So this is going to involve that. Okay, I see what they're doing. I see that they're trying to do blah, 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 blah. I'm going to turn this off and let my logic take over, because somebody's going to have to learn how not to mess with me. And that's really what I see coming through with you. And the fallout of that is going to be, well, stress, but for who? Okay, the High Priestess. This is going to be a two-parter. So what I'm seeing on here is this is going to be a stress. You know that you're calling in this situation. This stress, this issue with even patterns and boundaries, this is something that you have drawn in for yourself to master. So there's going to be a lot of disappointments around this. But the thing is, you manifested this because you were tired of being taken advantage of, weren't you? You were tired of people trying to manipulate you, gaslight you, trying to get you to bend for their whim. And I see that build up for it. I see the punch through for it. You made your point clear, but now it's time for you to grow with this point. So yeah, you're going to master this. You're going to be controlled. You're going to be... I see that you're going to starve people of the very resources that they were trying to get from you. Not that you are actually starving anybody. Don't take it like that. This is that I don't care what you are asking of me. Get away from me. Kind of like that. They didn't show up properly. They couldn't show up in a proper way at all, or think about it themselves. It's not your job to teach them how to grow up. So you just take yourself out of that equation. That's what I mean to say. We're going to go with that. Okay, so this is stressing you out, but it's for a greater good, because there's a lot of manipulation that was going on in this. And you, my dear, had a ton of things that were already on your plate, already spreading yourself thin. It's just, at what point is the camel's back going to break? And I think that, they proved it by probably something even dumb, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I do feel like you spent a lot of your mental power in here. This absolutely, without question, changed your brain chemistry. Don't worry, you're going to get your heart back. You are going to be okay. It was a really hard school for you to do, because it was all things that kind of made you starve. You absolutely had to go through rebirth. You had to learn to turn off that emotional fountain of yours, and now I see that you're starting to get it back. But I also feel like this is involving a whole new caliber of people who are going to be dealing with, I think, a more stoic version, a more not centered, but self-balancing type of person. The experience did not do you any, it understated injustice. Now you're a totally different person who knows their place and knows their path and who's going to be marching on it. All right, I'm still shuffling, but what I'm seeing right here is, well, it looks like somebody is not going to be getting any of your affections right now. I see that you're tired of the deceits, the lies. Ooh, I love this. Okay, ooh, I almost burnt the cards. This is what I'm looking at here. You're tired of it. You are tired of feeling like you can't have a way around what this person is saying. You can't get through to them. And honestly, I feel like this has made you turn off. I do feel like it's made you turn off, but I also see that sense of resolve with you is bringing a lot of stress relief. It's like, I don't have to worry about this anymore because it doesn't even exist. I'm taking it off the table. You know what? We're going to keep ourselves busy. We're going to be working on something else. I do see that you are pulling away from an unhealthy cycle in your life and putting that towards something that is a lot more productive for yourself. Entirely new cycle. What is this going to involve? Divine feminine, getting her crap together. Self-mastery. I love it. There's a fusion of feminine and masculine internal going on with you. I love it. You're not putting this into somebody else. I love love. I love all the ways it shows up. I don't care if it's platonic or romantic, but what I'm seeing right here is you're not going to be putting any of that energy into an isolated person anymore. You're done with that. You're done with any sort of one-sidedness, gaslighting. You're pulling it back. All right, you're off the fence, baby. So then we have a special sort of curtness that is coming through from you. It's like, no, you had your chance to do this. You didn't do it. I gave you enough information on it. I gave you enough communication. You still decided to do this one thing. So you want to know what? I'm not even going to entertain this anymore. I'm going to be doing my own thing. Great. Time to make a commitment to yourself. No. So what's the offer about? Oh my God. Flipping no. Somebody's going to be making an offer and it's codependent. No. Knock it off. Pull your energy back. It's time for you to go inward. It's time for you to do a self-check. Like, what about this person? Are they having such a hard time with you? If they feel like if they lose you, they lose everything. Well, you know what? They should have thought about that before now, shouldn't they? I'm not telling you to gaslight everybody and run for cover. I'm seeing this as you are getting your stuff together. You're getting your life together, your party together. I do see that this is going to be a celebratory time. I do feel like a huge weight is off your shoulders, and now it's time for you to put something else into whatever manifestation we are looking at here. It looks absolutely materialistic. Okay, I haven't done these in a while, so I'm going to do it now. That's right. Just turn on the light because it's dark in here. This is going to be a message from either a loved one who has crossed over, or it's going to be from your main guide, but Spirit World wants to tell you a message, and I got these three bad boys right here. So pause and read if you don't want to hear my flippin' voice. That's fine. Whoop. If this is too fast, I don't know what else to tell you. You're going to have to sit and listen. All right, you. So we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through languages of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on Earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation which you're being asked to have integrity. Be clear and to learn how to ask for your needs to be met. The first step is to admit out loud that you have needs, and the second is to ask out loud for them to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can almost definitely expect an answer in your favor, affirmative, we say. Then we here on the other side have an important thing to declare. Love is the answer to literally everything. We don't necessarily mean romantic or erotic love, although those are wonderful. Something above and beyond that. Everything alive in the world was first created by love. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth it into existence. Love is without conditions, and it is based in reverence and a fierce and joyful respect for life. Love thrives when you focus on it, and we want you to turn away from anything that causes it to wane. Love is when you no longer see yourself as other or separate from or better than or less than, etc. When you act as love, you give permission for the world to thrive and grow in it as well. Can you let go of what is not love and ask, what would love do? Love is waiting for you always and forever. And do you ever wonder whether your ideas or inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you that it's always whispering in your ear for the highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know that you are a channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means that you've heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human compassion to keep going so you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you and let yourself be led into new experiences, and know that this is why you're here on earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirit nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you and let inspiration propel you forward. There you go. So this is a pretty complex message because all the stupid cards that came out, and no, they didn't just fall out. I actually felt guided to pick a bunch of cards. So this is generally saying, because look at what I'm looking at right here. You are being pushed forward into some sort of mission. Yes, you have a divine purpose, but it's also telling you, for the love of God, watch where you're going. This is changing not only your life, it's changing your family's life. It's changing where you are going, and that this is divine inspiration, divine intervention, divine influence. I'm leading you toward the answer to your prayers. Please listen and follow the steps through your intuition, thoughts, and dreams. Spirit is pretty much screaming in your face the actions that you need to take, and we're just subtly sitting over here going, what? Get that sense of frustration? So you have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, and parenting children. You have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. And then, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. Heaven, you deserve heaven's help. So, okay. I do feel like you've been stuck for a while, either stuck in what to do with your family life, stuck in what to do with your career path, or just life in general. And it feels like this stagnance has been something of a depressive episode or just general shutdown for you. And I really hate that. But this is telling you what is going to be best for you. And also, with everybody who's involved, see how this is going to change their life too. Because it isn't just you. What do you bring to the table that is going to really not only influence but affect people's life? So this is saying, be careful about behaving irrational. If something is really going against your gut, pay attention. And also this is going to be good. No matter what, it's going to be good. But you need to pay attention to the caution that your gut is telling you about this. So be very clear with what you do desire. What do you want? What do you want for yourself, your life, your family, your just whatever it is. Now, family can show up in numerous ways. Sometimes it's the family that you are born into. Sometimes it's the family that you build. Both are equal importance, and this is going to affect everybody. So this, it's going to change everybody's life. I already said that, but you are flying high on inspiration right now. Don't let this come crashing down. I want you to keep following whatever it is that's inspiring you. So this is meant to bring you closer to your divine purpose. So watch this unfold and be a participant in it. Hey there, sunshine. So what I'm seeing right here is something that I can actually personally resonate, not with my current circumstances, but I get where you would be kind of starting to freak out with spirit. All right, so what this is saying is, listen, yeah, you are starting a new life, new phase of life, what have you. And what we're looking at right here is you're at the phase where everything is going up in flames. Doesn't that feel comfortable? No, not so much. Yeah, this is all part of this new cycle. But I see that you're doing everything in your power to, I guess, bypass the going up in flames part. You need to be assured in your circumstances that you are not going to backtrack. And you're also trying to make this as least bumpy as possible, as safe as possible. But you have to know that you are safe as it stands. A big part of this is that you don't feel safe. And you feel like you have to force Spirit's hand in this. Like you're somehow missing something. You're somehow missing the boat. Maybe you haven't done enough. Can you stop criticizing yourself? like this. It's exhausting. It's exhausting for you. It's exhausting for spirit. And you want to know what? That has an endless amount of energy. I said what I said. You're putting your timeline up against deadlines that really do not exist in the solid foundation. This is something that it's a loose timeline that you've kind of put yourself on, or time constraints. This is something that absolutely can be adjusted. And it looks like the happy that's in reverse, it's kind of getting you to settle on what it is that you had put yourself out for. I do feel like this is a time where you don't let yourself get excited because you don't feel safe in this and you don't know where anything's going. Spirit is telling you to sit down, hush up, and breathe. It's doing its job right now. Your life is without question going through massive changes right now. All you have to do right now to hold yourself together, just breathe. All right, everything else is going to be taken care of. When the paperwork comes up, go ahead, fill it out. When the opportunity arrives at your door, not like you're just sitting there waiting for it to come to you, take that opportunity. Everything is coming up to match you, so be very careful with what it is that you are putting out. This, you are not repeating cycles. You have worked through an ascension and you're seeing it through a higher perspective and get to take different action. So cool. All right. This is the first batch of the cards that I'm going to be showing you. Look. So what I see is, first off, you have your eyes set out. You have already seen this numerous times in the past. And I think that this is a little bit of manipulation that has been bestowed upon you to the point where you actually have an issue with imposter syndrome. Enough people have tried to keep you in a certain place in your life because it's convenient for them. And they have seen that you had these really strong, not only attempts, but abilities to outgrow them. And this was an insecurity on their part. Somebody who's telling you how cruel the world can be. We get it. The world can be cruel. The world can be downright awful, but you don't need to constantly live in a sense of pessimism. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying that this is the realization that you had. So I see that you aren't going to make any sort of headway with them. And I do see that you are going to do whatever it takes to move on and choose to be happy. You don't need to keep repeating history's, well, either your own personal history or the history that you've seen, personal history patterns. There you go. I can talk like that. So anyway, I see no headway being made on that. You're not going to be able to talk to people who are convinced that they are going to perpetually misunderstand you. These are people who don't want you to move on from them, and they see that you have a ton of potential that you are fulfilling. But I also see that you tend to be somebody who spreads themselves so thin to the point of breaking. That has also got to be a habit of yours that you learn to break. I do see that the pain that you used to, well, the pain that you were used to, or the letdown or the disappointment that you were used to, you're not going to bury yourself in your works or your attempts to dissolve that. I do see that you are working on building what seems to be your security, your confidence, and it seems developing a new ego. I do feel like you are developing a very strong ego that is going to really allow you to pursue some sort of lucky venture in your life. Yeah, you're really taking the gloves off of manifestation right now. This cycle has come to an end, the one where you're constantly feeling like you're going to be kicked out or that people are going to stomp on your dreams or it's just going to come to an end. Yeah. People can watch you, and they can also watch you take off and be this magnificent creator that you are. I really see that for you. Awesome.